Hello everyone and welcome back to another brand new video. Today we have to go over the most recent episode of Pokémon Horizons, which aired today, focusing on Kabu. It's been quite a bit since I've made a review. You guys already know I didn't make any reviews on the past two episodes, which I think I explained beforehand, but just in case you don't know or don't remember, I really do not care about the Rising Volt Hackers, guys. I just don't. I'm really only interested in Liko and Roy. So the episode focusing on Free, the episode focusing on Murdoch, I just was not interested in them at all, so that's why I did not review them. But today's episode is focusing on Liko and Roy, along with the debut of Kabu. So of course I'm going to be reviewing this one. So let's get right into things. So Liko and Roy are now in Galar, and this episode was specifically about them going to train with Kabu. Specifically, the reason they're reaching out to Kabu is because of the fact that they're hoping that he can provide some information on the shiny Rayquaza they're looking for, mainly because he is from Hoenn. For anyone who doesn't know, Kabu is from Hoenn. That is something that they reveal in the Sword and Shield games. So because of that, they want to ask if he knows anything about Rayquaza, since it is a legendary Pokemon from the Hoenn region. So basically, Kabu decides to start them off by training them, because of course he wants to make sure that they're ready for this information that he has for them, any information that he has for them. So they start this training, and the training is pretty simple at first. It's basically just that Liko and Roy have to together compete to either put out Litwick Flames in the case of Liko, or ignite Litwick Flames in the case of Roy. So he has to use Fuecoco's Ember to ignite the Litwick Flames, and Sprigatito has to use Leafage to take the flames out. And whoever can finish that first is the winner. Now, I'm not gonna lie, you guys already know me, I was very concerned that this was gonna be another case of Liko getting the spotlight, any type of training situation, with Roy, just falling behind, which seems to be the case. I don't know what it is constantly. I know, I get it, I don't mind, Liko being a better trainer than Roy or anything like that. My issue is the fact that it always seems that Roy just has to be made out to be so terrible, just so Liko can be portrayed as being better in every situation. It's not even like equal. It's like it's always Liko being better. I would like situations where Roy is winning, and that happened here today. Roy won the competition because actually Liko was winning. Like, they had me in the first half. I was really concerned that it was going to be another case where Liko wins over Roy, and it actually was the case because Liko was winning. She was taking out these Litwick Flames with the utmost intensity, with using all these different forms of leafage to get the better aim and everything else, and she was really winning. But they paused like halftime because Fuecoco got hungry and wanted to eat, so that was fine, they stopped that. But halfway through, Roy and Fuecoco came through. They started, they did their little singing, which I really love. I just love so much Roy. He's so cute. I love how he always sings with Fuecoco. Even if I'm not the biggest fan of Fuecoco as a character, I just love Roy's bond with it and how they sing together and how they power up, because that to me is just so cute. I love how they have that between them. And when that happens, in the second half of the race, they're able to pull through. Fuecoco, he's no longer hungry, distracted, whatever. And that is something that annoys me, that Fuecoco is just... I just don't like these Pokemon that are just so overly comedic. They're just hungry all the time and all this nonsense. I just don't really like that. But I, at the very least, like Roy, and I like the bond that they have. So I will, ignore it for that. But anyway, I do love that the song helped Fuecoco pull through, and he was able to win, so that was great to see. I was really scared that was going to be another case of Roy just losing, but thankfully, he did win there, so that was great. I like these situations where, Roy, Liko does not always have to be the best, so that's good. I think it's even more realistic to make it that it's different every single time. Like, let Liko be good at some things, let Roy be better at some things, that's fine. I don't think it has to always be Liko. So that was good. So after the training ended, that is when Kabu decided that he wanted to have a battle with Liko and Roy, a tag battle. It was going to be him and his gym trainer against Liko and Roy, which, by the way, this gym trainer had a lot of focus in this episode. I was surprised. They gave her, a lot of personality. Like, she was fangirling over Centiskorch when it came into battle, and she had this moment with Liko later, so that was really interesting. But before we get to that, long story short, the battle went about as you can imagine. Actually, it was really mainly Kabu battling for the most part. The gym trainer really did not do much until Kabu told her to later, but before that happened, Liko and Roy were basically getting destroyed by Kabu, as you would expect. He's a gym leader, a very strong gym leader at that, and he, of course, was just, effortlessly beating Liko and Roy, whereas the gym trainer, she felt like she didn't really even have room to even participate in this battle at first. Like, Kabu was just taking over. And Liko and Roy, they really weren't able to do much, and once again in battle, I was kind of nervous, because once again they were showing Sprigatito is being, super confident, and Fuecoco about to go down. But again, they surprised me. Roy, he came through with his singing, and it was really good. They threw in some electric guitar there too, and it was really nice. And Fuecoco got up, and he was able to learn Flamethrower. Like, that was impressive. Like, he only, unfortunately, used it once, because once again, after he learned Flamethrower, he really just lost. Like, it was his flamethrower versus Sun Scorches, and he got overpowered and just fainted, which again is annoying. Like, why is it always whenever Roy makes some bit of progress, immediately after Fuecoco has to faint or watch for, like, whoever it is? And by the way, that's another thing that annoyed me. So yeah, he learned flamethrower, but it got overpowered by Kabu, and then he just fainted right after. I don't get why every single time Roy gets some form of power up, he has to go down immediately after. Like, why is it so impossible for Fuecoco to not faint? Like, if they don't win, that's fine, but why can't he just not faint? Why does Fuecoco have to always go down? I don't get it, but Sprigatito, like, never faints. Like, it's always the last one standing. I don't get that. That kind of gets on my nerves. Again, I'm not going to complain too much, though, because Fuecoco did get a lot in this episode. Roy got to win the challenge, and Fuecoco learned flamethrower, so I'm not going to complain too much. But still, I don't see why Fuecoco couldn't just at least not faint. But anyway, at least it doesn't really even matter at this point, because Kabu just stopped battling by this point, and it was just Liko and the gym trainer. So after Fuecoco fainted, so what I don't get is that if Fuecoco was going to faint, why didn't Roy just send out Watchful? I don't get that. He has Watchful. Did they forget about that? Like, why can't Watchful battle? If Fuecoco's going to faint, just send Watchful out. He's here. He's fine. He can battle. I don't get that. So that was what was weird to me. But even weirder than that was the fact that Liko just kind of gave up on the battle. Like, she just didn't want to fight anymore halfway through, which the gym trainer was upset about. And because, you know, she wanted to battle. And also, Sprigatito wanted to battle. So Liko just kind of didn't even notice that. Like, Sprigatito got mad at her and was like just angrily meowing that she, or he, whatever, that the cat wanted to keep battling, but Liko just didn't even notice that. And the gym trainer was upset about that because of the fact that Liko, like, didn't want to win for herself or for Sprigatito. She just stopped, which was just weird. But I guess, you know, again, that's a point of learning for Liko. So I know it sounds like I'm complaining, but I'm really not mad. I really did enjoy this episode, and I enjoyed this battle because both Liko and Roy got something out of it. Liko, you know, got her little revelation to, like, actually continue battling to wins because Tito wants to, and Roy got the new move and he got to win the competition earlier. He got to again show off more progress with Fuecoco. So even though I think things could have gone better here, I am not too mad. I think overall it was a good episode for both Liko and Roy. That's all I hoped for. I want both of them to get attention and development. I don't want it to just be Liko. I don't want it to just be Roy. I want it to be both of them. So overall, I say this episode was good. And after the battle ended and Liko, you know, she got the moment with the gym trainer, Kabu did tell them to go to the Galar Mine to be able to continue their searches for not only Rayquaza, but also these other Pokemon from the Ancient Explorer Lucius. So that's going to be continuing in the next episode. Well, actually, not in the next episode. They're going to the Galar Mine, but they don't get there yet. I think the Galar Mine is going to be episode after the next one. In the next episode, they're going to be meeting or finding this Hatena that Liko is going to be bonding with. So, and I really hope Liko catches this Hatena because I think she is long overdue for another Pokemon. Roy has his Washrow, but Liko still only has Sprigatito, and I think she is long overdue to get something else on her team. So I hope she gets that. Also, they brought it up, or they kind of like hinted at her getting a new capture, like when Roy was working with Washrow and Fuecoco a few episodes ago. So I do hope this ends up being a capture for her. Even if, like, for Washrow, it's spread out across 2 episodes or more even, I don't mind that. As long as she does end up catching it or something else, at least anything at this point. I think Liko just needs to make another capture because she's only had Sprigatito for a while now. She and Roy, I think, need to be making more captures consistently. Their captures are kind of slow, which isn't too bad. But actually, I am kind of hoping that they, like, have this pattern of catching Pokemon as they go to different regions. So they did Paldea. Now they're in Galar. I'm hoping Liko gets one, and when they get to the next one, maybe Roy will make another capture, or Liko, or both of them. Whatever it is, I just hope they start making more captures and building their team out, because as we can see from this battle with Kabu and past experiences, they can't just rely on Sprigatito and Fuecoco forever. So that's something I hope will happen, and I hope that's how the story progresses. So yeah, long story short, I will say this was a good episode. Could have been better in some aspects, but overall, it wasn't the worst thing ever. It could have been far, far worse, so I'm not going to complain. I mean, I am going to complain, but I'm not going to complain too much. So, long story short, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed, really, more than anything, just seeing Kabu, seeing Galar gym leaders that were so neglected in Journeys, and seeing more of Galar in general. And I hope we get to stay in Galar for a while and see more things. And that's what I'm looking forward to in the future. So, long story short, good episode for me. I recommend you guys check it out. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments, and I will see you all in the next episode. Thank you, and have a good one.